Got to watch a few games last couple of days,
Yeah.
and I just got to say right off the top, I am now all in on Yang Hansen. Like, all in. I am part of the Yang Gang, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to call it. Yang Gang's already been taken, I think, by Andrew
Yeah.
Yang, the politician. But I am
hmm
part of the Yang Gang. I watched him.
Young Throng. Let's stay
Yang
away
Throng.
from
There you go.
cultural something. I don't know.
Yes,
But yeah,
Yang
Young
Yang
Throng.
Throng. There you go.
There you go.
Watched him play on Tuesday night, and I can see what gets the Blazers excited. Like, there is a real skill set in that big 7-foot frame. Like, he can pass the ball, he can shoot the three, he can do a whole bunch of different things. He's obviously needs a lot of work physically. He looked gassed in the game that I watched, and defensively, he's very much a work in progress. But the tools are there. Like, I don't want to make it's way too soon to make Jokic comparisons, but you can
Yeah.
see the skill set there that got the Blazers excited. I'm really interested to see how he progresses over the next couple of years. I don't know if you got a chance to see him when you were out here, but it was pretty interesting to watch him play on Tuesday.
Yeah, I did. And look, everyone thought Portland was crazy when they traded up for this guy. And honestly, with the reactions of other front offices around the league, I would still say they didn't need to do it. It seems as if he would have been available where they were, but they made the trade with Memphis because they knew they wanted their guy. And it's not crazy to want him. He clearly has an interesting skill set. He has something that I think is going to be of value as we move forward in the NBA and just sort of the way guys play changes and there's less guys who can do the playmaking and things that he can do. And it is fascinating to see a player now who has so clearly modeled himself after Nikola Jokic, right? We saw Kobe Bryant who modeled himself after MJ to the point of like the same shoulder would dip in the same way. I mean, Kobe was relentless about being a carbon copy and would talk about it all the time because to him, Michael was the greatest and he wanted to be that good or even better. We have seen Luka Doncic, who openly acknowledges that he modeled himself after LeBron James. We have seen 100 players who say that they modeled themselves after Steph Curry and with the long range threes and all of the stuff. This is sort of an interesting new wave of led by him, but you see some other places around the league, guys who want to be Nikola Jokic. And I think that that's kind of fascinating to see what else that brings in the future. I don't know if he does horse chariot racing in his free time, but maybe he could pick it up. Portland's got a lot to do there.
Well, he's got a lot of personality. He made 1 3 on Tuesday and did the John Cena.
The
You
John
can't see
Cena
me.
thing.
Yeah, he's doing that, and his interviews with the media are pretty funny. There's some good interactions that he's had so far. He's definitely going to bring a fan base with him to Portland. Like, you look in the stands.
Oh
This is
my
the back.
God.
This is the back end of summer league that we're on right now, and there's still dozens of Chinese fans in the Cox Pavilion stands to watch him play. A bunch of Chinese media still here. I think that's why he's still playing. I think the Blazers felt obligated to continue to roll him out there, because there was so many people and so much media that came to watch him at Summer League. He's not going to be an impact player next year, but I think
No,
he's
but
got the potential to be an impact player.
And by the way, don't underestimate any of that. I think that teams draft the best player they think will fit into their system, the best player available, the best player on their board. But it is a nice extra that he has this great personality. It is a nice extra that he will bring with him an entirely new fan base that, by the way, if you need to get to the United States from China, you generally fly west, you generally fly toward the Oregon coast or toward California, and I guess east for them. And the idea that they are reachable for fans there, the idea that the jersey sales will be enormous for them there, it's a nice bonus. Everyone I know who's been in Japan recently comes back and said, you would not believe the amount of Dodgers hats, Dodgers shirts, Dodgers jerseys because of course, Shohei Ohtani. And we saw an echo effect with, of course, Yao Ming back in the day, and even people who played with Yao Ming. Tracy McGrady, when I worked with him, used to tell me how he would fly to China years after he retired just because people would pay him so much to show up and do a meet and greet for an hour. So the echo effect around the team and the franchise, again, not why they drafted him, obviously, but it's a nice bonus for a team that I think in this future market, more teams will sort of take into just a little bit into account.
Yeah, and on the subject of the draft slot, the Blazers they were convinced that someone was going to take him before they could get to him. Like, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but they were convinced that someone was going to jump up. And yeah. I mean, Brooklyn, I think, is the obvious team that would have taken a flyer on him with 5 first-round picks. And the Blazers wanted to get their man, and they got him. And I'm watching him make kind of touch passes during these games. I'm watching him shoot threes. If he can get that defensive side. One thing I like about him is that he's got that big base, right? Like, he's not skinny, doesn't have stick legs. Like, he's got that Yao Ming type of base. The upper body is weak, but that's the easy stuff to work on. He got plenty of time to work on that. If he can get his body right and become a serviceable defensive player, I think he's got a shot. I think it's going to be really interesting to watch him over the course of the next few seasons in Portland.